guys. I'm just hanging out in the backyard getting ready to go to work in a little while. I want to tell you, a couple weeks back, I was cleaning some carpets at this church, and they're one of my regular customers. We do nightly cleaning for them every week, and we've been working with them for a little over a year now. And I was cleaning their carpets as just kind of like a side job for them. And my machine got away from me. It caught the carpet wrong, and it flung itself right into their wall and put a big hole in the wall. If you damage people's property, they can get pretty emotional and not make rational decisions. And you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if they're going to yell at you. You don't know if they're going to cancel the contract on you. You don't know if they're going to try and sue you and take advantage of the situation. There are just so many different outcomes that you could have, and you really need to be able to handle this situation appropriately. So today I just wanted to tell you guys how I handle that situation. So the first thing I did was I realized it was my fault. It was my equipment. It got away from me, and I put the hole in the wall. My employees didn't do it. It's just, there's nobody to put the blame on except for me, and I needed to own it. So that was the very first thing I did. The second thing I did was I inspected the damage, and I took some photos and documented it. As soon as I got the photos and I inspected the damage, I sent this photo to a contractor that I know. And I just texted him and I just said, hey man, what would it cost for you to come out and come repair this? He gave me his price. I said, okay, cool. And I went and I got another estimate with another contractor that I know. And he gave me his price, and they were both comparable. They said it would be $250 to come out and repair the damage. So I thought, okay, cool. Now I know what it's going to cost. Now that I had the information, I knew that I caused the damage. I knew how much it was going to cost to get it fixed. Now I needed to come up with all the possible solutions. And so I came up with a couple. I thought, this is a regular customer that I am doing business with ongoing, so I could either deduct $250 from their next bill. I could give them $250 cash so that they could get the repair done. Or the third one was I could pay the contractor directly and facilitate the whole thing and have them come out and repair the damage. And these are commercial contractors. I've worked with both of them. I know that they have a very high quality of work, and I knew that if I hired them directly, I wouldn't get burned, and I knew that they were capable of doing the repair. So now that I have my list of options, then I needed to tell the customer. And I wanted this list. I wanted all the information at my fingertips before I let them know, because then I'm kind of in control of the situation and I can steer it in a positive direction. And if I just immediately, hit their wall, cause the damage, and called them, then they're in control. Then they're like, well, let me think about it, or, I don't know. I don't know what would happen. That's why I came up with the options myself. So I emailed them, and I knew it was my fault, so I took 100% accountability for it. And I profusely apologized. I said, my machine got away from me. I'm very sorry that this happened. It's really embarrassing. I basically told them, I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. I want to make it right. I gave them the three options, and I said, let me know what you want to do. And then that was it. She said, since I took responsibility, she really appreciated that. And she immediately replied back, and she said, hey, thank you for telling me about it. And by the way, this was in a back corner hallway. And so it's not something that they would have even noticed for a little while. And they wouldn't have even known it was me, frankly. It was back by a back door where they load things in and out of this church. And so if I could have just let it go, and they probably wouldn't have known for months. And then when they found out, they would have no idea it was me. But I didn't want to do that because I want to have integrity in my business, and I always want to do the right thing. And so anyway, she acknowledged that I could have just let it go. And she said, hey, thank you so much for telling me about this. I'm going to get with the leadership in a meeting that we have coming up, and we'll pick one of the options and we'll let you know. So it was cool. I didn't have to worry about it, didn't have to think about it. I just, set that aside, and I continued on running my business like normal. And eventually, maybe 2 weeks passed, and she emailed us and she said, hey, we figured out, we just want you to deduct $250 off of our next payment. And so that was that. I took it off the invoice, gave them the discount, and then when they paid their bill, it was just minus the $250 that I was going to give to them. And our relationship keeps on moving. You know, I didn't lose a customer, I didn't damage the relationship at all, and they respect me more because they know that I'm going to go out of my way to admit my mistakes, and I'll do whatever it takes to fix it. So I don't want to talk about this just because it's a business principle. It's a life principle. If you own your mistakes and you admit it and you genuinely like realize that you made the mistake and you genuinely admit it and you work at it and you figure out the best way to overcome the situation, it seems to me that you will almost always remain in control, and you're not going to be at the mercy of other people, and you're actually going to get the respect and admiration of others, and they're going to want to work with you ongoing. And so it's just like a good way to live your life, is just owning your mistakes and fixing it, even if it sucks, even if it takes $250 out of your pocket, or, you know, if you think that it's going to be, you know, a lot worse than it is. Generally, having integrity is a fundamental value that you could really build your life around, and you could just get better and better at it. You know, since I was a little bit scared and nervous about admitting this, the next time it happens, I won't be. And if I make a huge mistake and it's like $10,000, I'm going to be building that little integrity muscle, and I'll be able to own it even in a scary situation. So anyway, that's how I handle mistakes. They don't happen very often, but when they do, that's what I try to do. And by the way, I'm definitely not perfect at this, and I've definitely made some huge mistakes in the past, and it's been very embarrassing, and I didn't handle them the right way. And in the future, you know, I might be a coward and not do the right thing again, but it is something that, like, having integrity is something that I'm aware of. It's something that I value, and it's something that I really try to practice. So anyway, guys, if you want to do what you want, when you want, how you want, for who you want, how much you want, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next time.